Wait, pull up my notes because this goddamn novelization bullshit has forced my hand.
So what you're saying is that you having to listen to the novels has actually forced you to keep notes?
Shut up, Josh.
You should listen to the novels all the time.
No, I shouldn't. Do you really want me to bring up the opening pod race in the Phantom Menace every week?
That's fair. That's fair. Let's start the podcast. Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, Attack of the Clones. Let's switch it around. Chris, how was your watch?
Unprepared. No, it was terrible.
We did this last week.
We did this last week and probably will for the entire rotation.
Was acting flustered for dramatic effect, alright? The movie sucked. The movie fucking sucked, and fuck you both. God. Alright, Palpatine, calm down.
I am sorry that this movie doesn't have the lobster it once did, but for the last 4 weeks you've been like, I'm back on the bit, and immediately it's dead. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I was happy about that. Ben.
Josh.
How was
your watch?
So I started watching it last night, and then I didn't. I worked on a secret project for the podcast because I had to strike while the iron was hot. So for the first time ever, I watched Day of. And that tells you everything you need to know about how my watch was.
Feels good, doesn't it?
No, actually it feels awful. I don't know how you all do it.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's like panic-inducing.
The best was the first couple weeks when like I didn't have my watch schedule figured out, and I would be like, hold on guys, I'm almost done watching the movie, and then we'd start recording like 10 minutes after that.
To be fair, that allowed me the chance to watch you watching the General Grievous Obi-Wan Kenobi fight that one time. That's pretty great. Ben?
So, I was exposed to this episode of Star Wars 3 times this week.
Yeah.
I listened to the novel. It took me 2 days to get through 10.5 hours of this novelization, because I'm a lunatic. Wednesday and Thursday I watched, because I did my usual 2-day watch, where I get halfway through the movie and then I fall asleep, and then I watch the second half of the movie. And today at work, I was on a job site, and it was painfully slow. So I decided it was a good idea to just watch Attack of the Clones, because what else am I gonna do?
That was... I would rather watch paint dry. I would rather watch grass grow. I'd rather do anything else.
I literally spent the first 2 hours on that job site watching snow melt. I'm not even exaggerating.
That sounds superior. That sounds superior, actually. This movie fucking sucks. But I don't want to talk about the movie. I need to hear immediately. Let's just jump into it. I need to hear about RA Salvatore writing fucking Attack of the Clones. I need to hear everything. I need to hear.
Oh God.
I need to hear what you have.
First things first. They didn't mention the pod race that takes place on the screen in the bar, so that's immediately a strike against it.
I regret.
That's literally the first note I have.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Near the beginning, it introduces, I believe it's like pretty much the opening, Anakin's night terrors about his mom, and they're much more like weird vision-y things instead of just like, oh, I see someone screaming and they're dying. Like, it goes through this whole thing where he's like looking at his mom, and she like she morphs and she starts looking like she's made of glass, and then he starts seeing all the glass that's making her up shatter and stuff. Like,
Okay,
it's
that's
really
pretty cool
weird
visual.
and trippy, and I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since in the movie itself, it didn't actually have. It was only implied that he was having nightmares about his mom in the first edit before they did the special features. You did not at all hear the nightmares in the original version of the movie.
Oh, gee. He's
No.
just like, nah, I gotta save my mom, and then they just fucking
It's
go.
like, it was just him rolling over in bed going, "Mom, no," and there was no sound of her.
There is a lot of that. There's a couple of times where he's just like sleeping in like a different area than Padme, and he's just screaming like, "No, mom, no, no, mom!" And I'm just like, does Anakin have some kind of like fetish we don't know about?
It sounds like, and
Because
I
it
don't
reads
can't,
kind of weird.
I can't believe we're already here. It sounds like the Downtime Darth episode. Actually, this episode just released this week, where we talked about Vader trying to get people's attention for dramatic effect just because he was in a bad mood. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Anakin is screaming as if he's having a nightmare because he wants Padme to come see him because he wants the attention.
I have like easily 2 to 3 times the number of notes I had for Phantom Menace. We actually get a lot of quality time at the Lars Homestead with Shmi and Klieg and everything, and it's this book was weird.
No, a Star Wars book written by RA Salvatore that is a novelization of the movie. No.
That's not fucking strange. I would have never guessed.
Because it tries to be so many different things, but we get a lot of quality time with the Lars, which I kind of
That
appreciate.
sounds like R.A. Salvatore as an author, yes.
I did kind of appreciate it because it's just like, oh, here's this whole like step family Anakin has. Okay, bye, my mom's dead. And that's all we get of them in this movie. Here they're like joking around, being like a family. Like she's like, oh, and like it's a little too much. It feels like a sitcom almost, like they're on a set. Because it's like
they're like, it's like a sitcom. It's, you know, the campy music kicks in, the credits start rolling.
Honestly, it feels like at one point they start having like a food fight.
Oh my god.
It's like it's as like stereotypical white family sitcom as it gets.
I mean, like, that makes Anakin sound like. Do these things solve how unfucking likable Anakin is? I guess is the question.
Anakin's not even involved.
What?
No, this is like
What?
this is Klieg and the
It's
Lars
before
family
Shmi gets kidnapped.
having a food fight at the Lars homestead because we needed that in the movie for some reason. I want to release the cut.
No,
where the Lars
stop
have a
it.
food fight.
Stop it. No, I will not tolerate
No.
that in this podcast.
No, I need
Go
it.
fuck yourself.
I need it.
You don't talk about that.
I don't care what you need.
It's just it just comes across very like I don't know, like artificial, I guess would be the word.
Well, yeah, no shit. They cut to a group of people that nobody gives a f- in a book where the scene doesn't even exist in the fucking movie. R.I. Salvatore sits down and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna dedicate a whole chapter to Shmi and fucking these people. Oh, you know, with Anakin involved? No, just them. We're gonna do. It's just a single camera space sitcom set in the desert.
This sounds like the superior movie to Attack of the Clones, though.
God.
It does. Like, honestly, it sounds like the better movie.
The campy music kicks in, the credits roll, Smee
Honestly,
walks off,
that's what I
and the
expected.
fucking moon drops on her.
Just like because like it's I'm trying to set the scene. So like Lars and Shmi, or Klieg Lars and Shmi are there, and they're just like kind of like poking fun at each other, like kind of goofy, kind of silly. And like Shmi goes to start making the food, and Klieg starts poking fun at Baru, Aunt Baru, eventually, and
Pre-Aunt Brew.
Baru pre-Aunt,
Egg brew.
and Shmi gets hit with a piece of food, and she's like, "What happened?" And then she realized like Baru was aiming for Klieg and like hit her, and like it turns into a whole like fucking like food fight thing, and I'm just like, this is Star Wars?
Sounds better than the Star Wars we got in the movie.
This is Star Wars. And then it goes to like Anakin and Padme, and it turns into one of those like shitty romance novels.
I don't want to know what an R.A. Salvatore
This
romance novel is like. That's why I was horrified when I saw who wrote it.
This book just reads as it's trying to be so many different books at the same time.
The scene it jump cuts and Anakin's being attacked by like a panther.
Anakin has to walk 16 miles in the snow to meet a dwarf.
Oh my god.
Okay, but since you brought that up, there's an entire deleted scene segment of Padme and Anakin on Naboo with her family. Is that in the book?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Is it as bad as that?
Meet Padme's sister, father, and mother, who instantly love Anakin.
Wait, hey, where are all of these people?
Sanity.
I feel like these people would have popped up at one point or another.
Yeah, you feel like they should have.
Be given the Skywalker children, or, pop up somewhere at some point.
Well, they were supposed to be in Attack of the Clones, but all those scenes got deleted.
Post Attack of the Clones feels really important. Like, she has a sister and
sister and a mom and a dad.
Living parent? Well, clearly at some point she had a mom and a dad. Only Anakin gets forced Jesus.
You want to know what the weirdest thing, if I could go on a special features tangent actually about the deleted scenes, the weirdest thing about the deleted scenes is they live in of all the regality we see on Naboo, they live in the smallest possible house. Just it's not tiny, but it's got that half a double with a backyard feel to it. Padme has a decently sized room, but it's not big than most kids' rooms. The kitchen is kind of small, and there's a massive backyard. It's you are the queen of the planet. You couldn't get your parents a better fucking place to live? You are the queen!
My word for word note to remind me of this scene was awkward first time meeting your girlfriend's parents at dinner.
Yeah, that's what.
And Padme's mom straight up calls Anakin her boyfriend.
Yeah, that happens in the movie too.
Oh, is this your boyfriend? And she's like, no, Mom. He's a Jedi.
There's also this weird in the deleted scenes. I didn't think this would be what happens today, but in the deleted scenes, there's this weird thing where Padme's family keeps trying to convince her to go out and date, specifically Anakin. And she's like, no, I want to focus on my career. And they're like, your career can wait. I'm like, she's kind of she's been really important to the galaxy since 14, and you're trying to get her to be a housewife? Let her live her fucking life, guys.
Her sister tries to guilt trip her with her own children.
Jesus Christ.
We meet her sister before this whole thing. They have a whole little scene together where Padme's with her niece and nephew. I think it's niece and nephew. And her sister Solar
Star Wars names.
Or Solaire or something. But she's like, don't you wish that you could have kids one day? And I'm like, we're just going straight into hey, look how happy you could be with children.
The gaslighting of Padme Amidala.
As if that's the best thing for everyone. literally the worst thing that could happen to Padme is having kids, as we've seen.
Well, I mean, I'm sure having the kids would have been fine if she wasn't force choked beforehand.
And
Yeah.
then died of sadness.
Maybe that statement should have had a disclaimer like, no, having kids would be the best thing ever. Just,
Not
you
with
know,
Anakin Skywalker.
make sure nobody chokes you first, or that's.
Unless you're consenting
Okay, that's
to that
another
kind
one of those
thing.
out of context things that you can say on the podcast that should not be taken out of context.
Well, look, listen. Never mind. I'm not. You know what? God. Fucking hate this goddamn movie so goddamn much. It's a good thing someone took these fucking movies away from George Lucas.
There's a Grand Senator that is in the room with Palpatine when they're deciding if they're going to push through the clone army or not. And the people that are controlling the remote controls of the eyes keep wiggling them up and down very, very quickly, so it looks like he can't look at anyone at the same time. It just looks like he's like looking up and down and up and down and up and down again and again and again with his three eyes over and over again, and I fucking laughed so hard. It was the weirdest fucking puppet control I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
There's also, I realized today, I never noticed this before, super battle droids have like a midsection that's like mismatched wiring that kind of moves as they move. I always thought it was just like softer metal. And it looks like the texture of which the CGI is handled, it looks like somebody's trying really hard to push a slinky together. It kind of just like almost looks like it's gonna pop out from the middle of the super battle droid at any given time.
Oh yeah, it's like it looks like an accordion fold almost.
Kinda, yeah, except if the accordion looks like it's going to explode at any given moment.
It just undulates.
It kind of does, yeah. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, whenever they move their legs, it kind of, like, moves in a very unnatural way. I know I'm dunking on fucking 2002 CGI, but it's just kind of the design is weird. I never noticed it before.
I just, like, straight up didn't have a good time with this fucking movie. It's so fucking slow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Chris,
god.
this is your favorite movie. What's
Shut
wrong with
the
you?
fuck up.
Oh my god. This. I
should have
can't.
been prepared, but I was not for that level of hostility.
The two levels of bad between this and Rise of Skywalker are the complete opposite types of bad, where one is so fucking fast that your head is spinning and one is so fucking slow that you have trouble paying attention to anything for more than a minute. It's amazing that one saga of 9 movies have the two worst set paces I might have ever experienced in my life. In completely opposite ways.
It's just whiplash.
Yeah.
Fucking when they're on Coruscant protecting Padme at the beginning, Padme is 1000% utterly creeped out by Anakin.
Yes! Why is RA suddenly the savior?
And another good one is Obi-Wan. So when Obi-Wan's holding on to like the droid thing that put the death worms in her room, when Obi-Wan's holding on to that droid, Zam tries to take a few shots like at Obi-Wan and keeps missing because he's like a Jedi, even though there's no real way for him to like dodge, he somehow dodges because RA Salvatore. And so then Zam decides, all right, I'll just shoot the droid. And so the droid gets shot, Obi-Wan's falling, and in his mental monologue, he's fully preparing himself for death. He's like, I am giving myself to the Force. I embrace my demise. And I'm just like, this is the most podcast Obi-Wan thing.
Yep. Nope. I hate flying. Kill me, please.
I have been saying since we started this that my fucking ongoing theory is post Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan no longer wants to be alive. He is done with living. He thought it was a good idea to train Anakin at first, but pretty quickly realized, oh, this kid sucks, and I no longer want to be alive. And fucking, hey, you know what? No, it's fine. There's a robot thing. I'm gonna dive out of this fucking window. What person who wants to live does that? Just fucking, like.
And then immediately after besmirches Anakin for jumping out of a fucking speeder. Anakin, don't go doing that stupid shit that I always do.
Obi-Wan is a total hypocrite all over the place in this movie. It's just outshined by how much of a creepy little shit Anakin is.
That's very true.
You don't any complaints you might have for Obi-Wan's behavior are easily forgiven, not because of the plot, but because of fucking Anakin's just creepiness and fucking all over the place tone. Because you don't think about how weird Obi-Wan and how overbearing and hypocritical Obi-Wan's being, because you're too focused on how fucking weird and creepy Anakin is. If I was Obi-Wan, I would be hypocritical with him too, just to tell him to shut up.
Because with Obi-Wan, it's like, listen, this kid's like the chosen one or some shit, so he has to stay alive. No one said anything about me. No one. No, there was not one prophecy written of, no, Obi-Wan, you can't dive out of a window.
I think he just has a severe flying phobia, so every time he gets there, he's like, I've lived a good life. I've lived a good life. I shouldn't be here. I told the council I shouldn't be here. I've lived a good life. The Force take me. And then after the mission, it's like, I really wish the Force would have taken me.
I feel like we haven't gotten enough background on pre-Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. Because, like, it's official Star Wars canon that, like, oh god, the alien whose name I don't remember that runs the space diner.
Dexter?
Dexter.
The owner of Dexter's Diner?
Yeah, that one. That apparently Dexter was a, like, mercenary, and, like,
Dexter was like everything.
Yeah, and that him and Obi-Wan had worked together before, and that's something. Like, why was Obi-Wan working with a random mercenary at one point? Like, what?
I wonder. I'm actually Ben. You always have Wikipedia open anyway. Go to Dexter's page and go over to the Legends area and see if he was in any of the multiple young adult series they had for Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Oh my ads, get out of here.
Because
I wouldn't mentioned an Outbound Flight? Fucking excuse me?
Yeah, Outbound Flight. There's a lot that happens in Outbound Flight. Outbound Flight, good book. I guess I'm not recommending this rotation.
There's first appeared in Jedi Quest: The Trial of the Jedi.
First canonical appearance.
What am I looking for?
Obi-Wan co-signed for his loan for his diner. How's Dexter's credit?
What am I looking for, Josh?
Credit.
Look at his appearances and look and see if there's any young adult novel series that he might have appeared in. Because I wouldn't be surprised if that was handled in those young adult book series.
He was in the junior novel for Star Wars Episode 2.
That sounds right.
No, the junior novel for Star Wars Episode 2 is just a novelization for smaller children, not written by RA Salvatore.
Oh, okay.
It's the one I probably should have read. I don't believe so.
It's just
he was in The Last Jedi. Last of the Jedi.
Oh. Okay, that's a specific. Yeah, that was. We've talked about that series before on this. But the way you said it was extremely like, what?
I really wish we got to see Dexter Jetster in The Last Jedi.
He's hanging out in the casino gambling.
No, Last of the Jedi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these sources are from Last of the Jedi.
I mean, yeah, I remember him being a pretty big part of that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he was in any of those novels you were asking about, Josh.
Okay. Well, that was a fun tangent.
Was this movie supposed to be like 6 movies at one point? Because George Lucas couldn't fucking decide what he wanted to do, apparently. And apparently neither could fucking R.A. Salvatore.
I was gonna say it feels like it should have been 12 separate books, but
I feel like R.A. Salvatore, not to defend him because he's got a lot of problematic natures as a writer, but I feel like R.A. Salvatore was given the script and was like, "What the fuck is this? Okay, what the fuck? I'm gonna have to make this little shit fucking likable somehow. So let's just focus on family like a lot."
no, I can tell you for a fact, R.A. Salvatore was like, all right, I could work with this.
Okay.
Let me give you a real quick outtake. Anakin breathes in, and he could smell her again. The scent that was burned into him as Padme's.
Oh no! Stop!
That's something I had to listen to with my own ears.
No, of course, R.A. Of course. No.
Listen, when do I get my sword and lightsaber duel between Anakin and Dritz-Do'Urden? That's all I care about. Alright, I think I've made
when do I get my Anakin Skywalker at fucking on the stage at PAX fucking tabletop RPG appearance?
Oh my god.
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Let's go to our favorite segment. Da 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 da. Who's a racist?
I'm gonna fucking cut that goddamn segment from the podcast, sample it, and make a fucking dubstep song out of that.
We have a double hitter today. First up to that is the man, the myth, the legend, fucking R.A. Salvatore himself.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, does this not, like, that's R.A. Salvatore's thing, is racism.
I've been reading R.A. Salvatore for a long time, and this does not surprise me.
All you have to do is read his books to realize it. Like, one book.
One can dress a Gungan up like a dignitary, but such creature's nature couldn't be changed.
That sounds like an R.A. Salvatore line for
Yeah.
sure.
Jesus.
And majorly, Klieg motherfucking Lars.
I mean,
Also
yeah,
doesn't
look
surprise me.
at him. Look at him.
Klieg is a mega racist to Tuskens and Jawas and droids.
I mean, he's a Tusken racist in the actual movie, too.
And I forget what made me write this part down, but in parentheses I just listened to a hate crime?
I mean, you can't just say, I forget what made me write this down.
You don't look.
I totally blocked that out of my memory.
You don't forget a hate crime when it occurs in front of you. Generally.
Yeah, like, Ben, I can't.
Generally, hate crimes are nothing if not memorable.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, Ben?
Listen.
God, that's a hilarious out of context clip.
Yeah.
Hate crimes are nothing if not memorable, and Josh goes, "What the fuck, Ben?"
It was a long day and a half that I listened to this.
I don't know where we go with the podcast.
So
when you say, I think Lars committed a hate crime, and then you're like, but I don't remember what it was.
So
where do I go with
that? I'm pretty sure where I got that from was Klieg is going on about the Tuskens. This is before Shmi. Before Shmi gets, like, abducted, whatnot. And he's talking about how, because they're on the farm and they can, like, hear bantha noises in the distance. Like, he's like, oh, those Tuskens are getting braver. We got to teach them a lesson again. And he's like, while we're at it, we should go after the Jawas. And he's just...
Yeah, that sounds like R.A.
Shmi has to go, now, Klieg, the Jawas never hurt anyone.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's like, all right, just the Tusken.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, just the one genocide then.
I mean, none of this surprises me. It's R.A. Salvatore. He built an empire off of fantasy racism.
Jesus Christ. Oh, and with droids, so in the skirmish when he gets like a militia to go try and save Shmi, where he loses his leg. Because Klieg is just an alt-right.
Oh man, can I get a
Klieg
whole
is
book
the
of
alt-right. What?
Can I get a whole book of this? Just all right, I gotta roll into Mos Eisley, and I gotta get me a militia.
It's a
Picture
short
them
story. It's a visual novel with a couple pages to it,
God.
with no fucking words, and it's just all of those people dying and him losing his leg, and you're meant to sympathize with the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
I just picture him walking through the desert with like a fucking army of people with pitchforks and torches. Like a fucking like a medieval fucking
He's the Frankenstein villain. He's the actual Frankenstein villain.
He's just, he's that guy. Oh God, it's like the South Park episode, the They Took Our Jobs episode, and he's just leading a line of dudes from Mos Eisley through the desert, like we're gonna get them, we're gonna get those Tuskens.
So he loses his leg, and then he's stuck in that hover chair. And Owen's like, yeah, I could put a robotic prosthetic, I forget what they like, a robotic leg on you. He's like, I don't want to be a half droid.
Jesus.
Those
fucking
fucking droid
Christ.
fucks.
Holy
And I'm
shit.
like,
Wow. Wow.
Klieg gets no sympathy from me.
Wow.
Klieg, you're a bastard.
It's just one thing after, and this is the same book where the Lars family is treated like fucking a television sitcom.
Yeah, like fucking Full House. But all of a sudden, like, Uncle Jesse just starts talking about how terrible the fucking Tusken Raiders.
Oh God.
And we should kill the Jawas while we're at it.
I mean, the man bought a slave. The man did buy a slave.
The man bought a slave to free them.
I don't know if
Listen,
that's true based
no.
on this description.
The man bought a slave and then went, no, I'm gonna make her my wife.
This man bought a slave to gaslight her into being her wife.
This is a dumb movie.
It's a really
This is a
terrible
dumb
movie.
fucking movie. I don't know how long we've been going, but you realize we've pretty much talked about nothing but goddamn Klieg, Lars, and fucking RA Salvatore.
So I think Count Dooku might be better with Force Lightning than Palps.
Well, he can turn it off.
That's exactly. Well, not even like turn it off. In this movie, in the second movie of these 9 movies, in which 3 times Palpatine can't turn off his fucking lightning, and it results in his death or near death, Dooku lets out the lightning. It is forced back on him, and he is the only person in this entire franchise that has the fucking mind to use Tuda Menace and just bring his palm up just a bit to deflect it somewhere else. And you're telling me the Grand Emperor of the Universe and the Master of the Sith doesn't know how to do that? Was that like Dooku's plan to topple Palpatine? Was just like getting a lightning fucking fight with him and just like deflect it?
When a man starts to get older, sometimes the stream becomes a bit more unpredictable.
Stop. I'd rather talk about R.A. Salvatore's racist fucking book.
I mean, I would too, but here we are. Also, apparently, I wrote Count Dookie instead of Dooku in my notes in my rush to not watch this movie anymore.
This is the dumbest fucking episode of the podcast. Which is fitting because it's the dumbest fucking movie.
God.
R.A. Salvatore feels the need to clarify things.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that sounds like RA Salvatore.
No.
So they go to Tatooine and they have the whole scene where like fucking what's his name? The Jewish stereotype. Watto. Yes. Where Watto is walking around being a Jewish stereotype.
I remember him because I can't get his shirt out of my head.
And I was thinking about you saying that when I watched it. But so Watto realizes who Anakin is, and the book says, Annie, he asked in basic. Annie is a proper noun.
Are you wait? Are you telling me that R.A. Salvatore doesn't understand grammar? Because I,
Absurd.
for one, am shocked.
I'm telling you, R.A. Salvatore thinks that saying Annie is different in a different language.
This is
Thinks people
absurd.
changed, like, I mean, obviously names are different in different languages, but, like, he thinks the word Annie in basic
Welcome
is a
to
different
Star
word
Wars
than the word
Forever. This is the Dunk on
Annie.
R.A. Salvatore episode. Allow me to dab.
in Huddies.
Why is this the dunk on R.A. Salvatore
Because he
episode?
sucks. He sucks.
Listen, R.A. Salvatore has many problems, but he gave me some good early fantasy memories. That being said, he does kind of suck.
He absolutely sucks.
Oh, I had so much fun listening to this book. Simply because, so the Obi-Wan gets his glimpse looking at Jango Fett in Coruscant, and for the rest of the book, Jango Fett, from the point of view of like everyone but Jango Fett, is referred to as the Rocket Man. The whole time, I have an image of the Rocketeer
Yes, that's fucking
as
fantastic.
Jango Fett, and it was my favorite fucking thing. Like the helmet and everything, like the copper helmet.
I was recruited by a man called Tyrannus on the moons of Bogdan. He called me the Rocket Man. The Rocket Man.
Even after the book puts together that Jango Fett is the Rocket Man, he's referred to as the Rocket Man until he dies.
I need Tamara Morrison to sing oh god, what's the name of the song? I'm a Rocket Man, that song. I need him to sing that full
It's
song.
literally Rocket Man.
It's literally Rocket Man. I need him to sing that song post haste. Please.
In the Rocketeer uniform with the red jacket and everything.
No, I need him to dress up like James T. Kirk and fucking sing it. I need him to copy the mannerisms.
Oh my god.
That's
Jango
fucking
Fett
fantastic.
equals Rocket Man.
That is worth all of these novels to me, and you putting yourself through torture alone.
Can I read an excerpt of a meeting of the Separatists?
Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that.
This is Count Dooku. Our absolute commitment to capitalism, to lower taxes, to reduce tariffs, and the eventual abolishment of all trade barriers. I want a cut of...
Alright, I had to make it absolutely clear there's no bourgeois in this story. It's all capitalism versus capitalism in this story.
I want a cut of the movie where motherfucking Sir Christopher Lee is pandering to me about the merits of capitalism and free enterprise. May he rest in peace.
Someone give me that Tim Curry clip.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
I love that
Fun
we all
fact.
do that immediately.
Fun fact, that is my favorite video clip on the internet ever made.
God.
Ever.
Oh god.
Because that's the first thing that came into my head when I forget the name of the narrator. He reads it and he goes, "Our absolute commitment to capitalism." Like, I was like, you're trying, you're doing this on purpose.
To be fair, anybody that says the fucking cis are not just a perfect encapsulation of another fraction of capitalism is incorrect, but also both sides of this war are fucking capitalist fanatics. Oh god.
I feel like it gets lost sometimes because Lucas is no longer involved. Like, you can't. That's why a lot of the shit we've ragged on with the fan base with like the sequel trilogy is so dumb, because it's like these movies have always been political.
Oh, 100%.
George
Definitely.
Lucas is an incredibly politically minded person, It's all political. It's always been political.
Are you saying the movies with the stormtroopers in them are political inherently?
My God.
It's just, it doesn't, I don't, yeah, God, it's so, I saw that again the other day. It's fresh in my mind.
Fucking so
Politics in my Star Wars?
Everything
Keep
is
your politics out of my Star Wars. It's always been politics. God damn it.
everything is inherently political, especially the movie about rebels fighting fascists. It's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Or, you know, the 3 movies that they made after that about a man taking over a galactic government.
It's not like in interviews for years, George said that Palpatine was a Nixon-like character, and then when he started making the prequels, he's like, oh, it's George W. Bush. Like, give me a fucking break. I need to hear more about this fucking car crash, and I don't want to, but I need to.
There's a scene where Obi-Wan has the archive droid analyzing the dart.
That's a deleted scene from the movie as well.
Oh, is it? This droid's a cocky motherfucker.
Yeah, it wasn't cocky in the movie.
Oh, this motherfucker was cocky as hell. So Obi-Wan has it, and it's like, it has a picture of the dart on a view screen, and it's going through all these pictures of similar things, and it'll stop on some, and it's like, it's not quite it, and it'll keep going, and eventually the screen just goes black. And Obi-Wan's like, well, could you check again? And the droid's like, well, if it didn't match anything, it's not in the archive.
Poor Obi-Wan has to deal with a sarcastic droid, a sarcastic Dexter, a sarcastic Jocasta Nu Secret Sith Lord. He had a day before he had to go on this fucking mission.
Yoda sarcastically asking children where a planet is.
Yoda sarcastically looking at him and said, I don't know, it's like maybe he is, and all young Jedi, but especially this Anakin Skywalker guy.
What?
Maybe they are too young and too rambunctious and probably shouldn't have been Jedi. I don't know. I fucking love that scene. It's so passive aggressive.
My whole point in this rant is Obi-Wan goes, well, where did it come from? And the droid says, if I can't tell you where it came from, no one can. So Obi-Wan then goes to a diner and asks the owner, who tells him, yeah, it's Camino. Just about everyone knows where it is. And then Obi-Wan runs around for the next, 3 days looking for where Camino is, and nobody fucking knows.
Oh, God. Why did he take the fucking Dagobah blueprints? I still need to know.
Dexter literally tells him it's not that hard to find, and then Obi-Wan spends, ages, where the fuck is it? Dexter couldn't just give him some coordinates?
On a similarly related droid topic, there's a scene that I never really paid much attention to that really filled me with an existential nightmare today. And it's real quick. It's the droid that being forced to work the concession stand, looking at R2 and saying, no droids allowed.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, no. God help us.
This book is terrible.
Yeah.
It replaces that droid with as HK-47 would say, a flesh bag.
Meat bag.
Ben, let me
Meat bag, Ben.
And
let me just interject here, Ben. You don't have to keep telling us the book's terrible. We know. It's RA Salvatore.
It's RA Salvatore and
infinitely angry at
it's two bad things. It's a bad author and a bad movie. And
you know what?
You can put them together.
Instead of starting these stories with this book is bad, just go, in this book written by RA Salvatore.
Okay. In this book that everyone knows the plot in, they leave the initial attempt on Padme, the ship explosion, on a cliffhanger. So it's the ship blows up and everyone's like, oh no, the queen! And it goes to fun times with the Lars family.
That's pretty great. I like that.
RA Salvatore rubbing his hands together they'll be salivating, just waiting to get to the next chapter, but you know what I'm going to do? Lars family.
The emotional whiplash
I'm a fucking
this
genius.
book put me through.
It's time for fantasy racism on Tatooine,
Time for
as
fun
written by
times with-
Tim Allen. Let's do
It's
it.
time for fun times with the Lars. Yeah.
Fun times
Fuck
with
those
the Lars.
Tuskens.
You know, I'm having such a great time today. Just as much fun as I would have if I was shooting a Tusken out in the desert. Darling, you make me as happy as when I'm saying racist slurs against the Jawa. I'm so happy right now. Meanwhile, back on Coruscant, one of the leading political opponents of war just got blown up, question mark?
I really want like a scene where we find out that he didn't actually lose his legs dealing with Tusken Raiders. It was like a 27-hour situation where he like was walking through the desert and like fell in a hole.
He was in the garage and like the repulsor lifts on the speeders gave out and just crushed his leg.
Vader, come to me. Let me tell you about the time that I tricked your stepfather into thinking that I took his leg, just like I do to you all the time.
I took his leg, just like his stepfather when his mother died. It's like poetry.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
There's a possible timeline where where Anakin becomes a Lars that they actively like hint at.
Like in a fucking Rebels time travel kind of way, or
No,
in he thought about it.
So Shmi is looking up at the stars like she did every night for the past 10 years, wondering where her son is. And Owen's there, and he's like, "Yeah, Mom, I really wish we had him here." And she goes through this whole like fantasy thing with Klieg about how great friends Anakin and Owen would be.
Man, this is really just RA Salvatore tropes, the podcast. It really is. Ah, it's great. I'm gonna cut to a fantasy reality for like 3.5 pages without entirely fucking changing the perspective in the middle of a larger section of the book that's about something else. It's so great. Everybody's gonna love it. And then I'm gonna remind them that can't be, because this isn't the world we live in.
I feel like every time I watch this movie now, I just dissociate almost immediately.
Same. Which makes it really hard because I have strict rules that I cannot look away from the screen, otherwise I have to pause the movie. So my brain just turns off.
You are a crazy person, my friend.
Well, like, what's the point if I'm just, like, on my fucking computer or doing
Sanity.
something else the entire time? Like, anybody could put one Star Wars movie on every week forever while on their cell phone fucking watching YouTube videos. That's not where I'm at.
No, I'm not saying totally distract yourself, but like, Padme knows Huttese
What?
for reasons.
What?
Yeah, they're talking to Watto, and Anakin's like, "Oh well," he said. She's like, "I know," and it's just like left there.
Okay. That's weird.
It was just like, okay, that's a thing.
Where's
I know.
Naboo in regards to hut space?
That's
I
good.
feel like R.A. Salvatore's big enough nerd to look at the map of the galaxy and say, oh yeah, she might have known Huttese. It's the only thing he's good at. I hate R.A. Salvatore so much.
I can't tell, and I don't fully blame you. Where is hut space? God, these are all low-res photos.
Yeah, no, don't bother looking at galaxy maps.
Well, I hope we've all learned some.
No, Naboo's near the
stuff.
core, isn't
No,
it?
we're not out yet.
I know we're not out yet. I feel as though it's been an episode. I feel like we need to gather.
Yeah, that's a good point. How's everybody doing? How are we feeling? You know, it's been a rough series of episodes.
I'm good.
Chris.
I'm so excited for Hayden Christensen to be screaming and writhing in pain and set on fire.
I thought you were about to say Revenge of the Sith, but that's also fair. But how are you?
I'm fine. hearing about this book has been a trip. It's great. The goddamn it, watching this movie is the worst. It's so long. Like, there's still so much good in this movie, but god damn it, do you have to get through so much shit just to get to it?
I don't. You want to know what, like, when I've said many times I think Attack of the Clones is worse than The Phantom Menace. You honestly want to know what it is? Duel of the Fates is so fucking good. The arena's great. It's not Duel of the Fates good. So there's not something at the end of Attack of the Clones that is so good that it's climactic, because I don't like the Dooku Obi-Wan Anakin duel.
And then the other thing is, I guess Attack of the Clones has this too, but there's the section in the middle both of them have. For instance, the pod race.
Why did I
and Camino. They're like those little like checkpoints to get you through the rest of them.
Camino doesn't do anything for me because it's just bright and hard to look at. I like the Django stuff, but there's not a lot of that.
That's what I mean.
It's like maybe 8 minutes of the movie.
You like the Who stuff?
Oh, Rocket Man.
The Rocket Man.
The Rocket Man.
There you go.
My God. Like, God help the people who find this in like 3 years, and we have alternate names for every single character. Who the fuck's Midge? What's a Rocket Man? What the fuck is happening?
Duel of the Fates is fucking god tier. The arena is very good. It's not the rest of this movie is so shit that I had to sit through it good. Especially since there's stuff after it that's not as good as the arena. It's just, I hate this fucking movie. I really do. Last night I could have sat down and gotten it out of the way, but I decided I wanted to do podcast work instead. That should tell you how fucking awful Attack of the Clones is. I did volunteer podcast work instead of watching Attack of the Clones for the podcast.
This book made me appreciate Obi-Wan a little bit more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he's on Geonosis, and he's trying to reach out to Coruscant. So he goes, hey, R5, scramble, or R4, scramble code 5, care of the old folks' home.
That's a real thing that is said in the movie.
Which tells me, one, like, he's scrambling, the scramble code is like their encryption. And two, his personal code to his fucking R4 unit for the Jedi Temple is old folks' home.
Okay, so like that's...
Which I adore.
I like that interpretation of it, but like just in the context of the movie, is that one of the most batshit George lines that's ever been written? Just like the most ridiculous techno babble ever put to words.
No, but I love it specifically because earlier in the movie, Yoda's like, Jedi are too brash. Even some of the older ones, as he looks directly at Obi-Wan.
Ben's Yoda impression sounds like the Yoda impression from the radio drama, and I love it a lot.
Wow, I'm hurt.
You have so many good impressions. Yoda's really hard to do. You have it better than us, but...
hurt. I will never recover from this wound.
Care of the old folks home.
Is this how you treat your children?
I will now get to work getting better at a New Zealand accent so I can get a Jango Fett costume and do a cover of Rocket Man.
Yep, we are in need of you doing that, because if you don't do that, I will hire somebody that knows how to do those videos where they get celebrities to voice things using deepfakes to do it, because I need it. I need this so deeply.
Is Tamara Morrison on Cameo? Can I get a cameo of Tamara Morrison?
Oh my god, is Tamara Morrison on Cameo?
Hold on, I'm on it. I don't know how
I
to
don't
spell
think
Tamara.
he is. It doesn't look like he is.
I don't know how to spell Tamara.
I have it up. I
Kurt
googled
Angle.
it.
Maybe I can get Kurt Angle to sing Rocket Man.
No. As amusing as that would be, we can't fucking put that on a podcast.
Why not? It would be hilarious to exactly two people.
Yeah, it doesn't.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, no. It doesn't look like he has a cameo.
What about
Tamara
Bret Hart?
Morrison, get a cameo so we can hire you to sing Rocket Man.
Man, I would pay $150 for Bret Hart to sing Rocket Man.
Stop.
Welcome to Rocket Man every week forever.
I would watch The Rocketeer every week forever.
Listen,
I
if-
would watch fucking James T. Kirk sing Rocket Man every week forever. I would watch that every day forever.
If we get to a point where we start making money from this podcast, I will pay celebrities to sing Rocket Man to me every
We're
week.
gonna have
It has to be Star
separate
Wars
bank
guys,
fund
though.
that the money goes into just for
Star
Chris's-
Wars every week forever finally has a Patreon. Wait, why is it a Patreon for Bret Hart to sing Rocket Man?
One of our fucking goals. On the note of Rocket Man, he's an idiot. He's a total idiot. So I
Yes.
noticed this the first time I watched the movie this week. And the second time it just solidified it. So, Mace Windu. Why am I on the Wikipedia page for Naboo? What the fuck am I on today?
I don't know, but that's the strangest thing.
A little background. We get a lot more time with Boba and Jango as like father and son. Like they realize Obi-Wan arrives before they interact with him, because at some point they're just out looking at his ship, and Boba's like, "What kind of ship is that?" And Jango's like, "Oh, that's a Delta whatever space jargon," and he's like, "Ah, but what kind of droid is in there?" And Boba's like, "Oh, that's an R4 something, R4D unit, and it's not the usual R27 whatever, because that's for better piloting, because these things are fucking ridiculous." So they do all that, like, techno...
Wait, hold on, and stop. Just stop one moment. Is R4 specifically for better piloting?
No, R4 is less about piloting and more about weapon systems.
Obi-Wan Kenobi needs a fucking
Yeah.
like someone that is good at piloting for.
Now you're catching on. So they have all these, and he's like looking at his son so proud that he's taken to his learnings so much. So then they're at the Battle of Geonosis. They're at the arena, you know, yay, all these terrible people are getting executed for being in the wrong place. And they're actually getting executed for espionage, is officially what their crime is.
Yeah, because that's what they did.
And so they're in the arena, and little baby Boba is like, "I hope there's an Acklay." Like, little Boba is the nerdiest fucking person. But so he's sitting there like, "Oh, I hope there's an Acklay. Those things are badass." But so Jango, they do all this like father-son stuff to get you attached to this person who you know is just gonna eat shit when he tries to fight Mace Windu. If he just sat there and let the rhino thing, the Reek, attack Mace Windu instead of jumping in the middle of them, his job would be so much easier.
I don't think he ended up there on purpose, Ben.
No, I'm pretty sure he like jumped down in the middle of that.
Yeah, but he didn't know where the Reek was coming from. That's pretty much implied in the
Literally,
movie.
you can see like Mace Windu just dodges the Reek, and it turns to face him, and then Jango shows up right in between them.
Maybe. This is another problem on the podcast where we disassociate while we watch it. I watched it earlier today. I don't remember specifically.
Because that's right after Mace cuts off the one like jaw tusk. It's like if you even look at the Reek, there's a fucking tusk missing from a lightsaber
I
cut.
know that. Yeah.
Oh man, the only scene I pay attention to anymore is when Jango goes all Terras Kasai on Obi-Wan. And then Obi-Wan comes out with that sweet fucking drop kick.
And then he doesn't use the arm gauntlet knives.
Yeah, he doesn't use his fucking Batman arm blades. Damn it.
Jango Fett is the worst, quote unquote, greatest Jedi hunter ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's,
mean, like,
it's one of those. George loves to do the opposite of show don't tell. He
yeah.
loves to be like, no, this is the biggest badass in the galaxy. Look how quick his head gets chopped the fuck off.
That's the truth.
Which, I mean, Mace is supposed to be like one of the most badass swordsmen in the Jedi Order. But like, come on.
I mean, I also love it's like, all right, Jango Fett, baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy, flees at the first sight of a Jedi, just on the same station as him.
I mean, in the Legends, they found a way to make it make sense, where it's like, oh yeah, the Jedi fucking killed most of his people, but in like current context, I don't know if that's true at all. So it's just kind of like, oh yeah, look at this big
It
goof.
is. He is a Mandalorian in current continuity.
Well, I know that, but I don't
Yeah.
know if the Jedi thing is still a thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they talk about it all the fucking time on the Mandalorian, how the Jedi are the mythic
Ancient
enemies of
enemies.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's why the Mandalorians use they supposedly tamed the great mythosaur and all the other crap. Fucking Star Wars.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay,
Fucking Star
Chris.
Wars.
You all right, Chris?
Star Wars, man. Man,
Here-
I'm so happy for this to be fucking February 5th. Still not Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's become my new favorite thing I do in the YouTube edits are fucking correct myself on things.
Yeah, I'm really happy for it's February 5th. We're about halfway through WandaVision airing on Disney Plus. Disney Plus, best $6.99 in the biz. So it's given me something non-Star Wars to watch, and I'm very happy about it.
On the complete opposite end of the spectrum,
God, no.
I am one, apparently watching these movies multiple times a week.
Oh my god.
Two, listening to the audiobooks, which, by the way, next audiobook is 13 and a half hours, which is the longest one. So if I get through that one, we're gold. And three, playing simultaneously 3 different Star Wars video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, you psychopath. I ain't doing shit Star Wars other than the podcast.
I'm trying to avoid Star Wars.
Yeah. Like, I'm in a valley. I don't want to deal with Star Wars unless I have to.
I started playing Republic Commando because one night I couldn't sleep, and in Josh's own words, the best time to play Republic Commando is when you just can't sleep and can't figure out what.
No, that is not my words. My words are something I specifically said to Ben. Every once in a while, late in the night, I'll say, I want to play Republic Commando. And then I realize I'm half asleep, walking around, trying to calm myself down for bed. And it's not that I want to play Republic Commando. It's that I need to go to sleep.
That. And I decided that the only, like, Lego Star Wars game I never finished was Lego Star Wars 3, which is, like, the Clone Wars one. So I decided to play through that, because I'm a child. And then I was like, you know what? I really got to get through the Old Republic the other night.
God.
So I started playing the Old Republic.
And you want to know what the worst thing about this is? You still have a smile on your face. I can hear it through your voice that you're smiling about all the Star Wars you're doing. How?
It's delirium.
That's the best answer you could have given.
I think I am going to watch the next rotation of these movies entirely in Spanish. A language with which I am only partially fluent in.
This seems like the biggest cop-out.
I was going to do a rotation in just subtitles.
Is that a cop-out? Like, I'm going to watch it
feels
with
like it.
subtitles. How is that a cop-out?
You're going to watch it with English subtitles?
Yeah.
But in Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
As
because I
long
want
as
to know
you
what the
are
voices
forced
are like.
to have to understand the movie.
Josh, I could recite these fucking movies.
I know.
don't need to fucking. First off, it's gonna be way funnier when I'm only picking out every third word. Because I can't fucking speak Spanish to save my life. I can understand a good majority of it with where I grew up. But, like, I'm not gonna fucking know what's going on. I'm gonna know every third word, and it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
In like 20 years, we're gonna be sitting here reciting Star Wars in like fucking Dutch.
That is.
Because we're so far down our delirium, we did 4
Actually-
rotations in Dutch in a row, or some weird shit.
God, that might actually be a really interesting thought. I wonder
No,
what the most
no,
interesting language
Chris,
they
no.
have Star
Whatever,
Wars in on Disney
whatever
Plus.
language that the Vader know is actually good, because there are several where they're actually good. Actually, I think Spanish might be one of them.
I'm gonna watch it in Spanish, and then like another 2 or
Portuguese.
3 rotations, I'll watch it in French.
Only one per every 10 rotations.
10,
Yes.
5.
God, I don't want to think about every 10 rotate. Fuck off.
We're
Why would
almost
you
at
do
5
this?
rotations.
Ugh,
No, I have a plan for the 5th rotation.
Oh no.
that's ominous.
Oh
I
no,
already
I know
told you
your
about
plan.
it.
5th rotation is next rotation, Chris.
That is correct.
I don't remember what
We're
the plan
4
was.
rotations in.
We're 4 rotations in.
Jesus Christ, it's setting
Yeah.
in. Oh god, I should
I don't
not have
remember
said
what the
that.
plan. Ay, Dios mío.
This has been Star Wars every week forever. Good night.
Oy vey.
Ben, you wanted to do a recommendation?
1 second, I'm trying to prevent the panic attack I just almost gave myself. Holy fuck. Hello, all you beautiful people. I'm doing a recommendation today. Yay! Today I am recommending the tabletop board game Star Wars X-Wing, specifically 2nd edition. Me and a group of my friends are very big on board games, and our one friend has a poster, and it's like the 100 board game bucket list poster. And we've been making our way through there, and there's like a handful of Star Wars board games on there, and I'm like, I'm buying all of these. And then I saw all the X-Wing expansions. I was like, someone else buy this so I don't buy a million expansions. But now I own it. It's fun. It's like a tactical like space battle simulator style game, and I love it. And it's definitely worth a check out. To get like a starter set is like $30, and it's just a blast to play. Definitely give it a shot. Thank you. I love you all. Hello?
Yeah, we're out.
Okay. I get very scared when there's just silence when I'm done talking.
If you enjoyed that episode, why not like and subscribe? Also, share it with a couple friends. Bring them into this hellscape that we've done to ourselves. You can catch brand new episodes every single Wednesday on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, pretty much every other platform you get your podcasts on. If you'd like to extend the suffering, you can catch us over on twitter.com at SWEWF. We post direct links to brand new episodes every week as soon as we upload them, and you can catch the occasional other dumb Star Wars take, and who wouldn't want that? Catch you guys later.